marketing must-dos. Here's some must-dos that you need to apply in every martial arts studio. Very first thing, you must understand the dynamics of marketing in our industry. I went to University of Kentucky and I majored in business, and very little except maybe work ethic or study habits or something that I got out of that I can apply to this industry. Okay? And remember, I always say that there's three things should motivate everyone in here, whether you're a young program director, whether you're an owner, whether you're an instructor. Three things in this industry should motivate all of us to get up every day and do whatever's necessary. First thing is, we can make as much money in this industry as any other occupation. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, engineers, it doesn't matter. I can guarantee you, I know school owners that make more money than those occupations. So that motivates me to know we're not limited. There's only so much money that you're going to make in certain occupations. Well, we're not limited like that. And we can be competitive against those other occupations. That should motivate you. The second thing should motivate you is it doesn't take a long time to make dramatic changes. Mr. Gason's school's only been open 3 years, and look what he's done. I talked to school owners, literally it's been open 20 years, and the guy had 40 students. 40 people in 20 years. Listen, I can convince 40 people to do a mass suicide and drink some Kool-Aid, all right? 40 people you can't convince more than that to do martial arts. So, I mean, that was not the greatest analogy. But I'm just saying, 40 people, you know, in 20 years. So the thing is, you can go from zero, I call it zero to hero. You can make some dramatic changes and really do some amazing things in a short period of time. Mr. Hodge is a great example, 150 students in 6 or 7 months, you know, that he's doing. So if you apply yourself, amazing things can happen. The third thing that should motivate us is there's not a lot of difference in successful people and unsuccessful people. You know, you put us all in a room in business. We all look the same. We all have about the same amount of education. You put us on the classroom floor. Some of us can kick pretty good. Some of us can't. There's not a lot of difference in us. It's not like there's a few outstanding people that they have something special. We all have the potential. So those three things should motivate you. But I will tell you what the difference is. And the difference is knowledge, knowing what to do, those finite details of where everything's at. God is in the details. It's the small little things that make a big difference. You're going to do a good VIP program, the VIP contest, it's those little bitty things like giving the tickets out at the end of class in front of all the other kids. Instead of the kid brings you the ticket before class, you know, here's your tickets, and no one knows he got the tickets for being rewarded for bringing the name, address, phone number except him. That's the detail that the small details that people miss. The mass intro. People will have a mass intro and they don't put them in a uniform. That's the small details that make a big giant difference. So the difference in success and unsuccess is what? Knowledge, motivation. Just staying motivated, okay, and focus. So knowledge, staying focused. We wear a lot of hats in this industry. Okay? Some days we're cleaning the floors. Some days we're talking to a PR person. Some days we're PRing with a client because this kid brought a butter knife to school and wants us to talk to him. The next day we're trying to do accounting. We wear so many hats. We got to stay focused on what's important. Do the first things first. Always ask yourself, what's the most important thing that I can do right now? What's the statistic changing activity? Statistic changing activity. Write that down. What can I do right now? What should I be doing that will make me more money and increase my efficiency and my stats? And I tell you what, it's not teaching those classes necessarily. It's not doing mundane things like in your office and busy work. Okay? It's the details and the systems that you're implementing. And then motivation. Just staying motivated. Man, this is a lot of hard work. Okay? You just got to stay motivated and focused. And networking is huge in staying focused and motivated. So, 3 things should excite you. And then the last 3 things is the only difference in success and unsuccessful people in our industry. Okay? So, I think I got warmed up right there. So. Marketing must-dos. You must understand the dynamics of marketing in our industry. Okay? Here's the average conditions of school owners that I talk to. Here's the average conditions that they're marketing their studio from. A limited budget. They just aren't grossing enough money to put a lot of money in advertising and marketing. Okay? And marketing will be, when times get hard, if they're doing any type of spending on their marketing, marketing will be the first thing that they stop when times get hard, okay? And it will be the last thing they do when times get hard. So the things that they should do when they're having difficulties, they stop, which is they'll fire key staff people and they'll cut their marketing out, which are the two things they shouldn't do if they're having any type of problems in the studio. Okay? And that's how they're operating, with a very limited budget. Most studios are operating on less than prime location. They're not operating on a nice location like this. They're not operating in a nice plaza or shopping center with a big anchor like Best Buy or a movie theater where lots of people are coming to the shopping center. They're not getting a lot of drive-by. Most school owners I talk to, if you ever do an evaluation with me, about 15 questions we ask. One of them is rate your location on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, you're so far off the beaten path, you can't find your own school some days when you don't feel well. 10 being, you're in a shopping center and an anchor with tons of walk-by, tons of drive-by. Okay? Most people are giving me 3s and 4s, meaning they're probably in a low-rent, industrial type area that there's lots of curves and lots of turns and no walk-by and drive-by. Okay? So they're marketing, they're having to market that location. And then they're operating their marketing with actually no systems, neither one of our school owners are in here yesterday, but there's 2 school owners that visit us outside of Premier, and that's what they did for marketing. One guy's doing increasing his customer service. That's not marketing, right? One guy did an in-house tournament. That's not marketing. The other guy did a self-defense seminar. Not marketing. Okay, the other guy was trying to market and contacting schools, right? That's not marketing, and that's what they did to try to get new people in. So they're operating from no systems. They have no training, therefore, for their staff members so they can duplicate their efforts because they can't train their staff in what to do. And they either have very limited staff or some school owners have no staff whatsoever. So, where does your studio fall into this? Are you like, wow, he just described exactly my marketing conditions, right? Or can you say, hey, I got a pretty good location, man. You know what? I know we've got systems put into place. I'm spending money. I'm marketing at 10%. If you only grossed 12 grand last month, take $1,200 and put it at the beginning of the month, put it in an account. Next month, when you gross 14, put $1,400 and earmark that for future marketing. That has to be spent. That's not a savings account. Well, I'm going to spend a little bit of it, but maybe that's going to be bonus. No, you would have to absolutely spend it and wipe that account out. Spend that 10% on your future